Hello, everyone. This is Daryl, Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. And we just got out of a meeting in Niantic, Connecticut, in the parking garage. And we're going to tell you this. If you are ANAB accredited, manufacturer in Connecticut or anywhere in the country, or their international equivalents, the ANSI took over complete control over ANAB. You probably didn't know that, and you probably don't give a shit. Well, you ought to give a shit about this. Boeing lied. Well, not literally lied. Let's say this. They gave an illusion that they were certified to AS 9100 for a minimum of 10 years sitting on the board of ANAB, the Management System Accreditation Committee, that can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification when they themselves did not maintain, hold at all for 22 years the AS 9100 certification, yet they demanded it on their suppliers and subcontractors. Fucking all of you. And I told that at the meeting. People would, how could you say that? I said, ladies and gentlemen, the president of this United States, Donald J. Trump, said that when they were discussing about Hamas and Israel. And he said something about they're fucked up or something. Well, his deputy secretary of defense, back in 2017, Mr. Patrick Shanahan said the same thing about the F-35, and he wasn't too far from the truth. He was correct. The F-35 is fucked up. The funniest thing is that you find out that these companies sit on the American National Standards Institute, the American National Crediting Board. Absolutely. They're customers. Lockheed, Boeing, Pfizer, who skip quality processes, manufacturing the you-know-what. Johnson & Johnson, baby powder, think about that. But I was here telling these people that, you had Patrick Shanahan. He said it straight, that's for sure. He said that the F-35 was fucked up, and he's correct, real correct. And now he's the CEO of Spirit Aerospace Systems. He is the typical of what I saw when I was in aerospace. It said on the bathroom door, right outside the cafeteria, it said, if you fuck up, you move up. And that's the way it is. That's why you have disgruntled employees at Boeing. I was there on October 2024 at Everett, Renton, Auburn, and Northfield, and there's a deluge of depression in that factory, whether it's those four facilities or not. And the biggest liar of all is Elizabeth Lund, who was the VP of Quality for the Boeing company, who said, in June 2024 in Reuters, if you need me, I'll gladly send you the article that she was quoted in. And she said, Boeing is compliant to AS 9100, the International Aerospace Standard, and we are willing to get it. They never had it for 22 years. So that means for you manufacturers out there who thought that they were AS 9100, who thought they were accredited with ANAB or their international equivalent, which are international equivalents sit on the IAF and ILAC. The International Accreditation Forum was founded by ANSI and ANAB, and their sister organization is on Australia, the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation. But here's where the fucking gets even better, is because in January, ANAB is converting the IAF and ILAC to GLOBALAC, GLOBAC, the Global Accreditation Cooperation, where you will probably have a Mr. Roger Muse, a Mr. Doug Leonard, a Miss Lori Lacasio, I think her name is, the CEO of ANSI. I think now she took it over from Joe Bathia. I have to tell you about these people. These people are incompetent, and that's the way they are. And that is, one person doesn't know what the other one is doing. This is what we talked about at this meeting. In fact, I read a transcript because I was sitting with a person who has now become a customer of mine. I'm not going to tell you this person's name, her name, but she took a transcript of Mr. Roger Muse and what he tried to disparage me. But he did say to her that 6 ANSI employees and ANAB employees is worth 1 Daryl Guberman. And we have her. I will gladly bring her out of the woods if they try to sue me, but they're not going to sue me because they already know they're fucking the general public. Not just in America, all over the world. Anyone who is the international equivalents that sit on the IF and ILAC, they're both have accreditation bodies on board, both national and international, that are equivalent to ANAB. And ANAB is their underwriter, which means if they fucked you, I would be your expert witness because you will win. I guarantee you will win. But I heard what you used to say, ladies and gentlemen, business owners. Daryl, I'm not going to bite the hand that feeds me. Daryl, I'm going to pay to play. Daryl, I have a great relationship with my auditor. Yeah, I have an FAA document that said the FAA will choose the auditors to do the audit. That's not an audit. That's a fraud. The FAA. So they already started out with a fraud, and we've got the documentation. I'm not telling you this to tell you this. I'm telling you this, and if you fly out of Bradley, may God have mercy on your soul. If you fly out of Kennedy and you fly on a Boeing, I'm a shareholder of Boeing. I spent almost a month out there at Everett, Renton, Auburn, Northfield. Do not go if it's a Boeing. And remember, the song for Boeing is very clear and very straightforward. I'm going on a jet plane. If it's a Boeing, I won't be back again. And that's it. And that's for ANAP, that's for ANSI, and that's for all of you veterans. Ask your registrar, TUV, BSI, Perry Johnson, NQF, NSF, NQA, TUV. You ask them. Ask them if they knew that you were being watched over by communist China between 2015 and 21. Ask them. And you know what they'll say? That guy Guberman doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, let me just tell you something. I do know. Don't fly on that plane because you will ultimately, if you don't die today, you may die tomorrow. 203-556-1493.